Hey guys, this is Sundown Rider, and this is going to be my review to Fairy Tale Chapter 499, Gray and Juvia. So to start off with, it was a good chapter. I thought it was a pretty good chapter. It was there were little things which I was a little bit had an issue with here and there, but it was pretty good. So as we discovered at the end of last chapter, Gray and Juvia are losing their consciousness, and with their consciousnesses fading, Gray and Juvia begin to fight. So Gray is annihilating Juvia. He's absolutely destroying her. And as we already know that Invel, he knew this was going to happen. This is what he hoped would happen, and he kind of knew it was going to happen because he measured Gray's strength and knew he was stronger than Juvia. And this is all done to spark the conversion to the dark side of the Force for Gray. So then we get a little kind of flashback from Invel of Zeref wearing a pendant of him and Natsu when they were younger. Was this done to show that Zeref would find it difficult to kill Natsu physically, as in like an emotional thing? So Invel then says that END stands in Zeref's way of world domination. So we get like Juvia's in a monologue going on. Excuse me. And Juvia thinks through what she should do and lands on an honorable suicide. That's what she kind of lands on in the end. She decides the best way to do it is to off herself. So Invel thinks she starts to prepare an attack, and Invel thinks that she's trying to cut through the chain linking her and Gray. But then he's shocked when he realizes what her true intent is. But he's too late to do anything. He can't exactly stop her, unless he ordered it, of course. But he realized too late. So she stabs herself through the chest with a water make kind of magic. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but she stabs herself through the chest is the main point. Now Invel and Gray are both shocked. Gray's just absolutely stunned. And now I expected Juvia to do something along these lines. I mean, it would have been less showy if she just bit her tongue or something. But no, she chose the more kind of dramatic way to go out. So yes, I was expecting this, but then when you go to the next page, you see that Gray stabbed himself through his abdomen as well. What? I was like, what? So this I wasn't expecting. I didn't think Gray would try and off himself. He's always that Natsu kind of character, which they'll just push through and carry on going forward until even if they're stopped, they'll just push through and they won't give up. But he's obviously given up straight away. Because he couldn't bring himself to hurt Juvia, so he offed himself as well. So now Invel, just like myself, is bewildered. He's bewildered as hell. Gray and Juvia fall, and he's like, who would rationally do such a thing to destroy themselves in order to save someone else? So Gray wishes, as he's falling, his last kind of thought is of Natsu, and he hopes that Natsu can avenge himself and Juvia. So then Invel, he's kind of just mulling it over. He's thinking about what they've just done, and as he's walking away, he realizes that he must be the one to defeat END. So he's gunning for END. He wants to get rid of END so that Zeref has a clear pathway towards world domination. So as he walks away, the chain linking Gray and Juvia, and that was responsible for commandeering them almost for their orders. It melts away, and Invel must have been the one who kind of just removed his magic from them as he walked away, because this is a stupid move, and you'll see later on this is a really bad move for him to make. So as he walks away, the chain melts away. And then we focus on Gray, and he realizes he's still alive. Now, firstly, he wasn't gonna die that fast unless he like lopped off his own head, because even then, there's always a bit of life remaining in the body. So he discovers he's still alive due to Juvia's magic, which is water make blood, something along those lines, and it's basically a magic blood transfusion. But how did that save him? I mean, if anything, yeah, he did need a blood transfusion. But did she close the wound? And when you do get a look at it, actually, the wound is closed. But is it closed, or is it just that the blood flow stopped? Because it looks like you can see straight through the wound. I'm not sure. It looks like it's water, actually. So the wound's closed, but what about internal bleeding? What about everything else that could possibly go wrong with Gray's wound straight away? It doesn't matter about like secondary infection or whatever infection. The fact is, just a blood transfusion and closing the outside of the wound shouldn't have been enough. He should be bleeding internally. This shouldn't work out for Gray. The science is all wrong. But this is fairy tale, so I'll let it off. But that blood transfusion magic was just I thought that was the worst part of this chapter. The blood transfusion magic. I thought that's kind of bullshit right there. Let me know what you think, unless I missed something completely, or if I didn't understand the concept of it properly. So Gray then realizes what Juvia has done, and he screams in anguish as Juvia dies. Yeah, right. I mean, come on, does anybody really think that Juvia died? I mean, a few chapters ago we got what was his name? We got Gajeel dying, only for him to return the next chapter. Really? So I don't think Juvia is dead. If she is, I'll eat my words, because if she actually died in this chapter, this is a great chapter. Apart from that blood transfusion part, but yeah, that if she actually dies, whoa. If she doesn't, which I assume, meh. So Invel is making his way towards where he thinks Brandish went, and he feels a disturbance behind him, and he's kind of just like, whoa, what's behind me? So he looks behind himself, and Gray has gone full Super Saiyan. His hair's flying in the air. He's got like steam and ice flying everywhere around him, and he looks like he's about to open the biggest can of whoop ass in the world. He looks pissed. So I would give this chapter a 3.5 out of 5. If actually a 4 out of 5, just on the normal scale, with everything the way it's gone down. I mean, I didn't expect Gray to stab himself to try and save Juvia. I thought Juvia would do something, and but Invel's stupidity here seems to be a key feature. But if Juvia actually died, this is like a 4.5. This was a solid chapter apart from that blood transfusion part. But I just want to make sure, did Invel actually undo his magic? Because if he did, that was the worst move he could have made. That was a stupid move to make, because as long as he'd kept those chains on them, as long as they remained alive, they wouldn't have been able to support each other. In fact, they should have been doing everything they could have to try and kill each other. I mean, I know they were incapacitated at the time and they couldn't have done anything, but for him to remove the chains while there was still maybe even a chance of them being alive, being mages, they could possibly help each other out. It's a world full of magic. It was a bad move to make. And he gave Juvia the opportunity to save Gray. So I thought that was a bad move. But will Gray go completely berserk next chapter? I hope he does. I hope he destroys Invel for making that stupid move, for starters. He deserves it. He's brought this upon himself. But will he develop a hatred for Natsu if he discovers he's END, Aetherius Natsu Dragneel? I'm not too. I don't think Gray doesn't seem like the type of character who would hate Natsu for something he hasn't done. I mean, it's not like he was he wanted to be made into END. That's just how things turned out. He didn't. He's not responsible for the sins of his brother. But Gray isn't in the right frame of mind, or he probably won't be in the right frame of mind next chapter. So will he go berserk? I don't know. But yeah, this was a solid 4 out of 5. If Juvia actually died, 4.5 out of 5. I mean, that would be awesome. If Juvia actually died, damn. Props to Hiro Mashima. But I don't think she's dead. 4 out of 5. That blood transfusion was a lie. Unless I've got physiology wrong. In which case, meh. You guys can tell me in the comments. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you later.